Hey folks, and all be all here, and I'm back after a little bit of a break from recording GAC videos. I'm still on vacation. I'll probably be there in vacation for another week, so I might not record as often, but just wanted to make an exception for this particular video, just because my opponent is so damn good, and this turned out to be a really interesting match. Before I go on to the video itself. I did notice, even though I was on vacation, I did notice and briefly read through some of the new changes which are being proposed in the game, and I have some thoughts on that. But it's a little too early for me to comment. I want to see how things shape out, and it probably might be um, more than a month after the changes go live that I will, see how things are and see how this impacts the game. I think for one thing, it's a good thing that the developers are at least communicating things beforehand rather than just dropping things. So I appreciate the fact that they're taking more time and effort to engage the community, which is a good sign. Um, as to the actual changes itself, they have more knowledge about the game than we do, and so far they've been doing a really decent job of maintaining the game and the balance. I mean, in terms of mobile games, this game has lasted for like 5 6 years, which is ancient in terms of lifespan of mobile games. So these guys know what they're doing, and I trust that they have more data than we do as players. And a lot of the decisions they've made in the past have been unpopular with the player base, but in the end, uh, you know, whether it's mods or relics or whatever, a lot of time it feels like power creep or feature creep, but in the end, it's for the betterment of the community. I would say, it's helped the game survive for as long as it has. So I would trust their judgment, but I do have some feedback on this, but I would probably reserve my thoughts on this until after I see how things land. So that's my initial thought on that. I probably won't go into this in any detail in any of my videos. Lots of other YouTubers have covered this topic exhaustively, but you'll get my thoughts once the changes get live. All right, so let's get on with the Grand Arena. So as I mentioned, I'm still on vacation. I've My first opponent this week was an auto deploy. The second opponent was a really good one, 825K banners. I did upload the video for that without commentary. Feel free to check that out. So this is my third and final opponent, Thoridian, who is from the guild Order 6641st Division, a really good player, 855K lifetime banners. And check this out, he's previously reached Kyber rank 15, which is pretty impressive. It's way higher than what I've ever reached. I think my best was 47 or something like that. But this guy is pretty good in terms of lifetime banners, and the way he likes to play defense is extremely efficiency oriented, which is how he was able to reach such high ranks. He likes to keep 0 or 1 GL on defense. Usually he keeps his SLKR at the back, hidden at the back, but it might change that for me. But you can see over here, he's got the same number of GLs that I have, the same ones, in fact. With both of us don't have Sith Eternal. This guy's got Jedi Master Kenobi with Cat at relic level 7. So he, seems to has got his ducks in a row for the cat unlock. He doesn't have the ultimate on Kenobi, which is what makes me think he might keep Kenobi on offense. But I have to prepare for the fact that he may be hiding at the back. Otherwise, the rest of his roster is pretty good. He's got decent mods. He doesn't have as much depth as me. His Night Sisters and Geos are still G12, and with not as great mods, and even Bounty Hunters are not there yet. So I think our top end rosters are pretty similar, mods as well, but the depth is where I have an advantage. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this battle. So my opponent did go within the first 2 3 hours of the GSE battle opening up. He did go and and full cleared my board, which is very rare in 5v5. I think it's only the second time that I've been full cleared this time. The last time also was an 870k opponent, Funkylicious in week 2, I think, who cleared my board. And that ended up being a close match as well. And then this one is again the second opponent to full clear me. I did drop one battle and wasn't that efficient, 2605. But my current opponent Toridian, he typically gets like 2640, 2650, or if he drops a battle, 2620. So this 2605 was stretching his roster. That's what he told me in the chat. So what I did was I kept CLS, Darth Revan, and Gas up front. From his history, I saw that he typically takes heavy counters against it, maybe one or two GLs. I wanted to exhaust his Darth Revan or Gas over here as well. And then at the back, this is something I usually don't do. I kept a couple of GLs at the back because um, I mentioned this in the previous video as well, because you have to get your opponent out of out of their comfort zone. If they are efficiency oriented, then you have to make it a slugfest. Keep tough teams down there, make them stretch themselves, get them out of their comfort zone. And if they are they place heavy defenses and they like to prevent full clears, then you have to go for the efficiency match. So in this case, I decided to make it slugfest, and I decided to keep relatively tougher teams. I kept two GLs at the back, along with a decent crew team with Hux and Red Trooper, and then at the top I kept a few banner stealing teams as well as my GG Newt and JTR with heroes. Kept Dooku and a Treya squad as well. Maul with Treya and Nest has been doing pretty well for me. And over here you see I have kept both my get to ships as well, because this guy, he almost always keeps his negotiator on defense 90% of the time. So I decided to keep both my get to ships on defense in order to make him struggle, because I was expecting a negotiator on defense as well. And he did struggle over here, not on my malevolence, but on my negotiator fleet. Couple of battles over there, which makes me think that definitely there's a negotiator at the back that I have to be prepared for. So he did drop a battle over here, and even despite this one drop battle, his efficiency was slightly on the lower side. I think about 55 to 56, lower than what he's used to anyway. So I just need to full clear the board with one shots, and then I think I have a decent shot. So let's go ahead and take a look at my opponent's defenses. So at the top, he's kept his Grievous squad with Newt. Newt is not as developed. You can see over here. Weak Mon Mothma team. This is not the TM version. And then there's a Finn squad over there with B resistance. And then he's kept a Padme squad with B Jedi from Galactic Republic as well, and a couple of clones. These are, I think since he's got his Kenobi with Cat, he's probably going to keep up, Snips and Padme, Snips and GK along with the Kenobi, either on defense or offense. So he's kept his B Padme squad over here, which is really not much of a threat. There are tons of things which can take this out. Especially if Anakin is not there, there's really not much of a threat over there. So this is what he has on the top. At the bottom, he's kept a few decent teams. He's kept a Darth Revan, he's kept CLS, and he's kept a JTR squad with the heroes. This is what I always keep on defense, but I've never really faced this on defense, so I need to figure out what to take for that. But my goal over here is to spend as few GLs as possible. I just have two GLs on offense. I'm anticipating one GL at the back, SLKR, or maybe it could be a General Kenobi as well, given that he's just unlocked Cat and got Cat to R7. So I want to really save my own General Kenobi with Cat for the back zone in case I see his General Kenobi here, and I need to take non-meta counters against these squads if I can, or at least non-GL counters, because I don't have many GLs to spare in this match, unlike my previous matches. So this is a very standard counter that, especially since I've sped up my Stark and Veers, I've been having a lot of success with troopers against Darth Revan. This guy's Revan wasn't that fast. He's kept Moff Gideon in there. Not a very fast Moff Gideon as well, 323, which is really, maybe it's there to prevent the Vader counter. I don't know, but he really didn't do anything much at all. I think Sith Empire Trooper would have, or Marauder might have done a better job over here. But you can see over here, this is not much of a problem for Revan. I always leave Malak for the end, just because I want to avoid the fears on my troopers. And Malak, he tends to snipe a banner or two, and I just want to make sure that that is there only towards the end. So that was taken care of, 59 banners, no problem at all. Ever since I got my troopers developed, especially Dark Trooper, I've been saving so many good counters against so many. I've been able to take out Darth Revan squads so cheaply that it's really really beneficial. I think I would recommend everyone to farm up Darth Trooper as soon as they can. Um, Now against the CLS squad, I like to keep my General Grievous on defense, which is why I um, I like to use this particular counter against CLS. So you can see over here, I've almost taken care of everyone. I did a swap over here, which almost took out my Revan, but I was able to, because of that, I was able to pass the turn back to Luke and stun everyone. So this is a great team to control. Maybe Revan is not required over here, but I really like him because in case he takes out a weak Jedi, then that Jedi gets a bonus turn and my Luke gets to go immediately. That's the one advantage, I guess, of having this guy in there, JKR in there. But he's really not necessary. I think just with Luke, Jolie, Old Ben, these are the core of the team, and then a couple of other Jedi, you should be able to get through it in one shot. It saves your GL, and then it allows you to keep your General Grievous on defense. And then I didn't know what else to take against the JTR squad. I would have taken troopers if I didn't have Darth Revan down south, but with the heroes, I wanted to make sure of a victory, so I took in um, a couple of weaker Jedi's with this guy, JML. Um, I was confident there's only going to be one GL at the back, if at all any, just depending on my opponent's history. And maybe I could have taken a few weaker Jedi as well. Maybe I didn't need Shakti, maybe I didn't need Yoda in there, because the JML's lead ability does all the damage over here. And I could have probably gotten away with maybe Barris um, or instead of Grandmaster Yoda, but the teams up top weren't that threatening, so I felt that I could probably afford to take Grandmaster Yoda in there. He just helps to spread that um, extra foresight and um, helps to take tons of turn and use spam the lead ability, which is great. So there we go. Almost gotten through them. Just getting through the lead ability and just using the lead ability whenever I can. Using Yoda to call my Jedi Master Luke when I can to get the protection topped up. And just need to get through the final battle over here, and that's it. A little bit of protection missing on JML, which is why I'm trying to see if I can get someone else to use the lead ability to call him. And there we go. I'm calling him again. Reach the ultimate. Still a little bit of protection missing. I don't have Hermit Yoda in there, who could have been the perfect person to heal. But I call Jedi Master Luke again and end with 60. So didn't I recover that last bit of protection, but did decently in the front zone, one shot everything. Now let's see what's at the back. And unlike what I expected, there is no GL over here at all. So my opponent kept all 4 of his GLs on offense, including his gas, team, and Darth Revan. No, Darth Revan was on defense, but including his gas and all 4 GLs on offense, which is why they were able to one-shot my character zone, because they went offense heavy. Well, it plays into my advantage because I wanted them to do that, so that they've set relatively weaker teams over here, which allows me to score higher on the character zone. And with the one-drop battle and ships, I've got plenty of space to play around with. So Mon Mothma. So here I take my own Mon Mothma. I love Mon Mothma mirrors, especially if there's no bigs in there. You save that extra banner. And this is not the TM version of Mon Mothma. I have lost one Mon Mothma mirror um, where my enemy had the TM version on defense, and they were able to take a turn. And once they take a turn, it's game over because they might not allow your team to take a turn. And if they get 1 or 2 kills, then it might be a difficult shot. So the only time I wouldn't take Mon Mothma on against a Mon Mothma for a mirror is if they have the TM version on defense, or if the Kara is really really fast, faster than my Kara, for example, or if they've got bigs in there with the TM team, because the moment you do an AoE with your own character to reduce the enemy's turn meter, your bigs might get crit, the enemy bigs might get crit and take a turn, and then they might start the TM train. So this one is not the TM train version. There's in fact even Captain Han Solo in there, who's not a rebel fighter. So not much of an issue getting through the Steam. So it's a pretty easy 60 in cases like these. So I'm always on the lookout for teams where I can use my Mon Mothma or Bounty Hunters on offense. Those are the ones which are really, it's a safe battle. So you can go ahead and do that first before you do the other battles. So pretty easy 60 banners over there. And then I decide to, I think, go against the Padme squad. And this one I take my Palp and Vader because I've kept my Treya on defense. The Padme squad is a B squad. It's pretty easy to control her, especially with no Anakin in there. So, with my Vader, with all those Jedi out there, my Vader is going to go pretty fast. So I give the weapon stack to Vader, get the party started with a Force Crush since I've got Palp lead, go into Merciless, and then start spreading the ability blocks around. So that's what I'm doing over there. And I want to save Padme for the last because I want to get another Force Crush in. And then with 7 debuffs on Padme, I get rid of her. And then there's, no more danger in this team. So I get rid of the rest of them one by one. And try to land stuns. Won't land it on Clone Sarge because he's got protection up, so no debuffs will land. But he's the only one not stunned, so I decide to fracture him and keep the battle in control, just so that I can end with full banners over here. There we go. And didn't let the enemy take a single turn. Probably didn't need a Shore in there or Thrawn, but it is fine. I mean, I have plenty on offense, and it's a relatively weak defense, so I can afford to splurge a few good characters. All right, now I decided to take the Bad Batch in against this B resistance squad, and I was considering taking Omega in there, but she's not yet relicked up. She actually is. I have given her both her Zeta, so maybe I should have just used that. But I decided to go with Clone Sarge, and I realized very quickly that even though if you take a fifth clone in there like Cody or Clone Sarge, they're really not that great because there's not that much protection recovery that's happening, health and protection recovery, unlike the other Bad Batch characters. So I think Omega might just be a good option over here, especially if your goal is to not let the enemy take a single turn by continuously stunning them. I think Omega is a good option, or at least some character who can dispel on basic or at least recover their own protection and health. Someone like Thrawn, for example, or Moff Gideon, who gives himself bonus protection and helps her to control the enemy as well. So all those are good characters to have as a fifth. But I think during the next turn, I might just try Omega in there. I think Omega might do a decent job, even though she's only G 8 or 7 or something like that. She might still do a decent job over there. So you can see over here the team is very easily able to control the enemy team. I could have probably even taken this against the Grievous squad, but at the time of lock, I don't think all my Bad Batch were relicked up. A couple of them were still G12, and one of them was G11, I think. So I think by the next week I'll have all of them relicked up, and I might be able to take these guys against Grievous. That's going to be the goal. So they are taking. I did manage to they did manage to take a few turns over here, which is why my Clone Sarge, given that he's not in stealth, he's taking a lot of damage, so not very ideal over here. The other characters, I am able to get them in control and get them fully healed up, but Clone Sarge is going to be a problem. So I need to experiment. Maybe I should have just taken these 4 in here because these guys are more than enough. But I need to experiment what other fifth can work in here. One thing that I've been thinking about is taking Poe in there, OG Poe, because he's got that AoE expose ability, as well as the ability to reduce enemy's turn meter and apply buff immunity. All those are pretty useful things to have on the squad. So a fast enemy poke could also do a decent job. So I lost a couple of banners over here because Clone Sarge lost both health and protection and wasn't able to gain it back. So unfortunate over there. But that's fine. I think we're doing pretty okay in terms of banners so far. Then I decide to take against the crew squad. It has Hux and Red Trooper in there, so I decided to take in a Padme squad over here, and I decide to pull the my premium Jedi from the GK squad. General Kenobi, Cat, as well as Snips. These all typically go in the GK squad, but I can use the GK with the B grade Galactic Republic Jedi to take out something else. Padme is a really strong squad to use against this particular lineup of crew, just because you've got healing immunity, you've got buff immunity, you've got tons of damage that these guys can do, especially with courage. They can melt the other characters, and and with Ahsoka in there, she's giving them extra health, extra protection, extra health, and extra damage, and that all that is going to be really, really helping them boost up their courage stacks. So that's really good to see. You see, these guys are getting like 15 to 20 courage stacks each, and yeah, it's really good to have Ahsoka in this team if you can afford it. I would have, if I had seen any other GL over here, I would have probably kept my Ahsoka with my General Kenobi. But this is a pretty easy cleanup of this squad. 59 banners, pretty comfortably, against a crew squad which is meant to strip banners. And then the other squads, let's see what else I decide. Yep, and then I have my own Jedi Master Kenobi. I decided to take him with Cam and a couple of weaker Jedi to finish off the Grievous squad over here. This is a relatively weak Grievous Newt squad. Newt is only G11, I think. So I think by starting next week, I might start taking my Bad Batch against these guys. But since I had Kenobi and I wasn't going to use him anywhere else, thought I might as well undersize it and get 61 banners over here. So pretty straightforward battle, nothing much to say over here. Everyone will end with full health and full protection, no doubt at all. Trying to get some damage in on Grievous before he goes. Now, yeah, I mean, there's nothing much to say. I tried to target Grievous over here again and take him out, which is pretty easy, especially with the damage that Kenobi gives. Now I just have to get rid of the battle droids and hopefully get my ultimate and heal everyone up. Then I can ensure that I end with full banners over here. Mace is great. He has taken only one turn so far. He's really, really slow. So that's good to see. So I just do a mass assist on Battle Droid, make sure that he gets taken out. Most of his stacks get taken out and doesn't snipe my banners. But I'm pretty close to my ultimate. You can see over here. There we go. We reach our ultimate and take care of Newt over there. B1 over here. Everyone has got tons of bonus protection, so no worries at all over there. And with a final flourish, we take care of Newt Gunray. So 61 banners, never in doubt, really. So we're doing pretty efficient over here so far, mostly 58s to 61s. On ships, I see that he hasn't kept his negotiator fleet. He's kept his malevolence fleet, so at least one get two ships. So that's way easier to take out than a negotiator fleet, because I don't have any of my get two ships on offense. And if it kept one of the tricky negotiator comps, then I might have struggled a little bit on ships. But let's see, we still have a malevolence to take out. Now I have Aura. Aura is an amazing, 60 very easy 60 banners against teams like these B teams, which you can easily control with stuns. So that's what I'm doing over here. I'm stunning characters where I can, keeping them under control, making sure that I don't give them a chance to go. And there you can see I've got I take out first order executioner, and then I go after the others one by one. So you can see over here at all times the characters are stunned completely. You just have to prevent them from taking turns at all. And it's very easy to do that with potency modded aura. So just trying to ensure that I end with full health and full protection. You got to keep in mind of which of these characters do an AoE, and you have to take those characters out first. Either characters who can cleanse or cleanse their own debuffs or give turn meter like Phasma, or characters which can do AoE like First Order Special Forces TIE Pilot. That's why I was trying to get him down. Um, but over here I switched to Phasma, which I think was a mistake because this guy over here, you can see he did a big AoE and ended up eating tons of banners. I still have time to recover banners, especially because Aura Singh's lead does recover banners as well on enemy death. So I'm pretty close, and I think I end with full banners over here. Yeah, the two kills that I had were able to top up my banners. Now just one final team left over here. And I've got tons. I've got my BAM team. I've got my Basti, Hermit Yoda, Wampa as well. Um, so I decided to take my BAM team because there's this feat as well that you can use IG-11 and Quill on to complete. And then I decided to go with, I think, Wampa over here. I decided to take in Wampa over here, and then instead of Vandor, I decided to take in Hermit Yoda just for that extra heal. So this is it's overkill versus this B Rebel squad. Probably Basti, Hermit Yoda, and Wampa itself could have done it, but I needed the feat anyway, so I got the scoundrels in there. So these guys, when they get debuffed, they do get turn meter, which is why you see them going. Under Rolo lead, they do get turn meter, but I am able to get some decent damage done with Wampa over here. I just need to make sure that, yeah, let's see. So now with Whistling Birds, 17 stacks, I was able to take out all three of them, which doesn't give me much time to recover full health and protection on everyone, which is a good thing I got Hermit Yoda in there to top people up, because with this, I think I just about managed to end with 60 banners over here. So yeah, Wampa for the excess damage. Whistling Birds did most of the damage, but also I was able to top people off with Hermit Yoda. Now, with these squads, these are all banner stripping squads, which I think my opponent was anticipating an efficiency game, which is why he left banner stripping teams over here. I decided to go use my Radus versus Malevolence. That's typically a hard counter. Um, and he's kept only one reinforcement, which means that Spy is going to come out and snipe someone. So might not end with the best banners, but typically this tends to be a more reliable lineup. To start with Houndstooth and Poe, always in a Radus fleet, Poe has to be in the starting lineup. And then depending on what kind of a fleet you're facing, either Ray or Resistance Pilot. In this case, I've got Resistance Pilot in there because I like the daze. That a couple of characters can potentially get dazed with the Resistance Pilot's first move. So that is something I really like against a Malevolent squad, just because it prevents them from assisting. So all the buzz droids have been added in, and I apply the days. Only yeah, a couple of people have been dazed, which is great, and I keep doing the specials with Foresight. Now, I've got buzz droids. Now, there are two ways to approach this battle at this stage. You can either use Radis's cleanse ability, a 7-star Radis's cleanse ability to clear the debuffs, and then carry on with the battle and call in reinforcement the next time, or you can call in um, the um, the Xanadu blood and call the Houndstooth to assist, and with the basic, he's going to cleanse his debuffs. And since he's got retribution, any additional debuffs that they try to apply on him, he can always, retaliate back and cleanse all of those debuffs and recover health and protection. So that is why calling Xanadu Blood is a good option. Unfortunately, over here my Poe got the taunt, and he was taken out. So I'm down one ship, but I'm trying to see if I can reach my ultimate to take the other ships out. So got rid of Sunfac over here, and still need to take out Hyena Bomber. He's the most dangerous ship over here because he can ignore taunt and put in put in those debuffs. Now is the time to call in Ray's Millennium Falcon. I've got 3 left on my cooldown, so I need to use the special abilities where I can with Foresight to reduce the cooldown on the Radis, because I don't want Malevolence's um, ultimate to go off. And you can see over here, my Houndstooth also got taken out, which is bad news. But luckily, my ultimate is available right now, and I'm able to reach the ultimate. So now I can pick the team off one by one. Xanadu Blood, especially with a relic up pilot, Cad Bane, is really amazing. His AoE does so much more damage. He's so much more survivable, and he really pairs up well with any team that has Houndstooth in it. And it's good to have a second source of an AoE apart from Ray's Millennium Falcon, which you just saw did a really amazing job. You also have Xanadu Blood doing an AoE. So end with 59 banners over here. And I think Xanadu Blood is a great fit in any team which has Houndstooth in there, which currently is the Radis. Might be the new bounty hunter ship going forward, the Piet ship, but let's wait for that to come out first. Now, versus the Empire, I decided to do a mirror match, and these can go dicey, but I like the Grand Moff Tarkin versus Chimera Empire mirror matches, just because Tarkin gives so much additional offense, gives additional turn meter every time any ship dies, enemy or ally ship. Plus, if you're using Tarkin, I would prefer to always go with Imperial TIE Fighter in the starting lineup, just because with the additional dodges that happens, it gives your ship extra turn meter apart from the turn meter that dying ships give. So it's just a better starting lineup to have, and then call in either Gauntlet or Emperor Shuttle as the first reinforcement, depending on how the situation goes. I really didn't need so many ships in there, but I just wanted to one-shot it, so I just got everyone in. Now, the way that you do over here is you try to focus down and take out the bomber as soon as you can. So that's what I'm trying to do over here. Um, I do the special, get the foresight up, but obviously, Vader is not going to be missing, so he was able to attack my TIE fighter. But there you see, now I managed to dodge a little bit and gave my own team some turn meter, my own capital ship. Now I need to make sure that TIE Fighter survives. So that's why I'm going to bring in Gauntlet to cleanse all of that off, because otherwise the burning is going to kill my TIE Fighter. So instead of the Emperor Shuttle, I'm going to get my Gauntlet, cleanse everyone, and make sure that my TIE Fighter survives a little bit more. And then I take care of the bomber, which is extremely important, because even if I screw up and I'm not able to clean the ship up right away, or take care of the ship right away, even if I get rid of bomber, then I can always get in with my rebel squad and then clean up this squad, no problem at all, as long as bomber is not there. So I'm just trying to do what I can to take the enemy ships out. Bomber is taunting, and I should probably have gone after Bomber right away instead of going after Vader, because Bomber then got healed up. But you live and learn. I've got buff immunity on my Bomber, which is not great, which is allowing them to target Vader. So I need to get that buff immunity off from my Bomber, TIE Bomber. I should have probably healed up Bomber, but I decided to heal up Vader to get him to survive a little more, uh, because I want him around for taking out a few other ships. So my Bomber still has got buff immunity, which means he's still not taunting. But I really don't have any major threats left over here. So it's easy for me to take care of the rest of these ships over here. I take care of Emperor Shuttle, one final shift left, so I do some healing up, cleanse the debuffs, get everyone healed up, and unfortunately, Thrawn's ultimate goes, and he gets rid of my own TIE bomber. But not to worry, I've got my other ships in here which can clean this up, and I should end with decent ban. I mean, probably not very decent banners because I lost a couple of ships, TIE fighter and the bomber, but at least it's going to be a one shot, which is all that I need for the victory. So 56 banners, not the best, at least 4 or 5 banners below the line of shame, but it was a one shot. And I ended up with a victory, which is a 49 banner victory, which is great, especially against a really tough opponent like this. This opponent tends to go efficiency heavy, and I got him out of this comfort zone and managed to get a decently low score and managed to put up a decently efficient score on my own, one shot the board to get 2654. So really great way to end the week. Enjoy the match with Toridian. All the best to you, Toridian, for your future GAC matches. Hope we get matched up again. But that's all we have for this week. We have one more week of Grand Arena left. If I face other good opponents like these, I might just go do another commentary video. But otherwise, I'll probably take this next week off as well, and I might just upload the videos without commentary. And I might just see you guys after a couple of weeks once the new season of GAC starts. It'll be interesting to see 3v3 expanded GAC season with the new JMK and Cat in there. That's going to make things pretty interesting. So let's see how that goes. But anyway, that's all for today. If I get a really good opponent, watch out for another video from me next week. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys in a couple of weeks' time. Take care and happy gaming. See you later.